What's going on, guys? It's Goose from the Wise Wealth Discord coming back at you with another Sunday watch list. Some of my videos lately have been cutting out with value, so if you guys have any questions or issues with that, just let me know. I'm trying to get them all the way through without it stopping. I'm not exactly sure what it is. But to get back to the week ahead, I do think we have a wonderful week ahead. We have the catalyst to break us out of either a double bottom bear flag or we break down. I can't predict what the reaction will be, but I can show you certain price points in which the stock will sell or continue to go up. That's kind of what we've been playing a lot, is just certain levels, and it's been playing to perfection. So when we go over it, be careful of these range levels that we're watching out for. So in the NASDAQ, basically QQQ, you can see that we're in this bear flag, but if we could break out of this pennant formation and get above the 19,800, then boom, we're working with something. We could start to get a bullish trend back up to the 200. If you don't see the FOMC, it's sour reaction, they don't really give us a clear understanding of what's going on, we could easily sell and lose these levels down here. That's why I think it's relatively an easy play this week, because there's going to be added volatility, but we have great levels to play off of. If it breaks above, we go long. If it breaks below, we go short. And it's as simple as that. So that's why it makes me really excited over, with the Russell 2000, IWM. We're kind of breaking out of this downtrend a little bit, but you need to see a little bit more. We need above 2050, 2070. Once those levels start to get broken above, then we can work our way up here. But watch out below 1998, 2000. This is a big demand zone to hold. We very easily could lose all these levels below. SPY, same thing, below 5,500. It's probably a sell. You start to break those levels, it's probably going to be a huge flood of selling, and everyone's already bearish, so we'll see. I do like the RSI divergence that we're starting to show on SPY. If we could start to get above the 5,700 range up here, it's going to look really good to go up to rally up to the 200-day moving average. I can't predict the macros, but I will say a lot of these ranges make it easy to trade. Apple, it's kind of an uglier stock. I think it's a good one to short if we do go down, personally, just because the PEs are so high and they really don't generate a crazy growth rate. Microsoft, you want to see them hold this so they can get up to that 400 level. 400 is going to be a crazy level to try and get back above, but it could very well get denied or push up there. NVIDIA still looking very well. Ultimately, I would love to see it get around their 200-day moving average at the 130 level, the 135. If it doesn't do that, always watch out for the gaps below. 117 would be one, and then 110 if we start to sell below. And then obviously, the recent lows we've had, if you start to get below 105, then it's going to look ugly. They have a GTC event coming up Tuesday, I believe. It's always a good catalyst, but sometimes they're the sell the news events where there's nothing really crazy, just a lot of hype. These are some of the ranges that I'm talking about that just make trading such a beautiful thing. If you're patient enough to be able to wait for the break above 250, Tesla is in a great spot to go long on calls. If the FOMC comes out and clears up a lot of stuff, a lot of bull jive that's going on, and they start to make us feel confident, investors will be pouring in. And what you need to see is demand above these levels. You want to see the break, the retest, boom, everyone's in. Let's go to 280, let's go to 300. I would love for that to happen, but realistically, we're in a bear flag, still bearish momentum, lots of downturn. If you start to break these 240 levels, 230 levels, 210 level or 220 levels, then you start to see 200. You start to get an even uglier downtrend, a waterfall effect. That very well could happen. I'm receptive to both sides as a trader. I will take anything that the market gives me. If it gets below 590 on Meta, see you later. I'm sorry, Meta. I think you're a great company, but I'm probably going to short you. Above 620, 625, you could start to break out of this recent downtrend and have bullish momentum to create that higher high. You get the double bottom. You can see on a lot of these stocks, they did get that double bottom, that double dip, just like NQ, a Russell 2000, boom, boom, SPX, boom, boom. It's not SPX, ES1. Oh, messing up charts, trying to go back. My bad. But boom, boom. It's like we're getting these double bottoms where we're finding demand down here. So people are getting excited. But now we look at the stocks. They're just trying to build themselves up. They're trying to build something out, build some structure. If we get that clarity from the FOMC, we go up. That's what could happen. I'm not going to say that's what's going to happen, even though I am leaning more bullish at these levels. When you get to the super oversold on the daily and some of these major indexes and major stocks, I do think we're due for a relief rally. Doesn't mean it has to happen. It does not mean it has to happen. I don't care how confident I am in 1 week. If price action starts to break below, that could easily happen. And I want you guys to be aware that that's kind of how you have to think as a trader. You can't, be super sure about how it's going to play out. As much as I think my thesis makes sense to bounce, it very well could start to sell off, and I can't be caught holding longs all the way through the breakdown. I'm going to be shorting the hell out of the market if we start to sell off again and we see below some of these major demand zones where we're forming double bottoms. But until that, I'm kind of bullish. I'm bullish. I'm a bull this week. Bro, I don't know why that cracks me up. I just feel the energy. I feel like there's just going to be a big explosion up higher. Who knows what happens, but that's where I'm leaning. Netflix already kind of created something constructive. It's definitely one of the stronger names. Netflix, Tesla, Nvidia, those were good bounces. Apple's been weak. Microsoft's been weak. AMD's always been weak. They're just, terrible company. Sorry to hate on AMD, but if we do find love, I'm sure they can get up to this 110 area. I'm sure, but they've had their death cross already long time ago, so death be to them. But getting some of these 50s and these moving averages a little closer, I think, is kind of bullish in the long term. I mean, it looks ugly. Goodness gracious, what happened to Roku? That is just straight down. No one wants to own that stock. But other than that, I mean, I just wanted to go over some of those levels pretty quickly. I don't really have to go into and try and bore you guys out. BABA, they introduced a lot of liquidity and stimulus and stuff in China. Watch for the break above 145. Be patient, trader. Be great this week. Wait for your levels to play out. We draw these levels. I show you them during the week, and then I post my daily, confirmation levels. If it gets above here, I'll run calls. If it gets below there, you can roll puts. And it gives you an advantage to not be super biased. If we start to get above on QQQ, the 480, 481 level, easily the 200-day moving average, 490, let's get it. You know what I mean? SPY, get above the 564 level, then you can feel confident about your trade up to the 200 at 575. But you have to see confirmation. You can't just long just to long, and you can't just short just to short. You got to have confirmation. And then these are the hourlies that I'm showing you. It's like I could show you my past trades and why I took them and what position, what my thought was on them. You could see pretty much the whole week we were just, going sideways. But I ended up making, well over not well over, but about $3,000, a little bit of change in the week because I'm watching these levels. That's why I make these videos, to make it, break it down. This is the level I'm looking at. If it gets above, you buy calls. If it gets below, you buy shorts. And it's like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, you could say. But I want you guys to learn that these are the levels that we're using, and why. Is that I could tell you a story in any trade that I get into. And as a day trader, you want to do similar things. There's got to be a reason why you're getting in, not just because you feel like it. And just be patient. Wait for these to break above. I think Meta's a great play this week. Tesla will be. Nvidia will be. AMD might even be a good play. I've been kind of bearish on AMD when it comes to the weakness, but AVGO I think is down here as well. Where's AVGO? They look okay. Like, they're bear flagging just like every other stock, major like Mag 7 that we've been watching. Get AVGO above 200, we're cooking. It's building a nice base, and it didn't even lose its 200 yet. Most stocks have. So building a bear flag on the 200, you break below that, I mean, all bets are off. Goodbye. Market crash, waterfall, everyone gets fired in the government. Like, it would go crazy. But I'm there for it. That's what I love about trading, is I could be super confident on the bull side but I only let the triggers tell me where my trade goes. Is I have predictions